exciting installment of estimation. First video looked at rounding to different significant figures, like 1, 2, 3 significant figures. This video is all about how to answer questions when the word estimate comes up. The question will always have somewhere in there the word estimate, and you've got to see that word, and the moment you see it, it must trigger this response from you. Round to one significant figure. Because if you do make that connection, and maybe a flashcard's needed to do that for you, estimation, what do you do? One significant figure. You've got to get that just in your long-term memory. So what happens to a calculation like this one here is you take each number and round it to one significant figure. So in this case, 100. Here, the first digit, one significant figure, becomes 20. Here, the first digit, one significant figure, becomes 10. So the calculation we're doing is actually 100 take away 20 over 10. 100 take away 20 is 80 over 10. 80 divided by 10 is 8. So you round to one significant figure, and then you rewrite the calculation, do the calculation, and everything is good. Let's follow it through some increasingly complicated calculations and see how it's always one significant figure. So here we'll have 500 plus, now look, this is the first significant figure. It gets rounded up. This is 200. On the bottom, 20. Take away 10. Each one of those numbers to one significant figure. So on the top we have 700. On the bottom we have 10. 700 divided by 10 is 70. Same thing, one significant figure, and then good old BIDMAS kicks in. Here on the top, this to one significant figure will be 20. This to one significant figure will be 40. This to one significant figure will be 5. Okay, always rounding to one significant figure. So what we're saying here is 20 times 40 over 5. At that point, you've already got one of the marks in an exam. Multiply the top. 2 times 4 is 8. Pop on the 2 zeros, like when we were little. That's got me a second mark. Now all I need to be able to do is 800 divided by 5, and there's nothing wrong with kicking into a good old-fashioned division. 5s into 8 goes 1, remainder 3. 5s into 30 goes 6, no remainder. 5s into 0 goes 0. My answer is 160. Done. Nothing wrong with some good old-fashioned bus stop. Thank you, Balbot. Final one on this page. Now we've got some brackets, now we've got some powers, we've got division bars, we've got addition. Still BIDMAS. One significant figure, 10 plus 1. All squared over 6 plus 5. Be confident on each of those roundings. One significant figure. On the top, 11 squared is 121. On the bottom, 5 plus 6 is 11. 11's into 121. I know my times tables. It's 11 11s is 121. The answers will always turn out to be nice if you round to one significant figure and stick to the good old rules of BIDMAS and operating and doing things in the right order. Now all the rest of these examples are directly taken from exam papers that I've seen before. I've tried to cover all the different types, all of them. So sometimes they look like this. Scary. It's the square root. But look at these numbers. Let's just replace those numbers. 3.67. One significant figure, 4. Plus 2.7 to one significant figure, 3. Times 6.8 to one significant figure, 7. BIDMAS kicks in. We have to deal with this 4 plus 3 times 7. BIDMAS tells us to multiply first. 3 sevens are 21. BIDMAS tells us to add next, because all of this is contained inside the square root. Square root of 25. Remember the question on the PPEs. We ended up with the square root of 36 and we all wrote 6 and lost the mark. It's not just 5, folks. It's plus or minus 5. Because negative 5 squared is also 25. Be careful. Could cost you. Same as round to one significant figure and use your BIDMAS skills that you've had for a long time and that you're good with. Same again, look. Here are some calculations. Lots of scary things going on. However, each one of these can be rounded to one significant figure, and at that point you have a mark in the exam paper. These are challenging for one reason only, because the denominator will be a decimal, and you will have to divide by a decimal. But when I show you how, you'll realise it's easy. First one, 45.1, 50. 34.9, 30. 0.48, 0.5. 1 mark, well done. Top, 5 threes are 15. Pop on my zeros, over 0.5. Second mark, well done. And then everyone writes 750 and gets it wrong. Because they see 0.5, it's a half. They think they're going to half it. Now my view of this is, you change it to an equivalent fraction. How can I get rid of 0.5? What can I multiply it by to stop it being decimal? 10 or 2. 2 is really clever. I like 2. If you double the top and double the bottom, you get 3,000 over 1, which is just 3,000 or 3,000. Done. Tayo, thank you for the multiplying by 2. Of course you could multiply by 10 and it would have been 30,000 divided by 5, which you're going to have to deal with. But that's fine. Next one, same again folks, 10.5 to one significant figure. Don't write 11, don't get scared, it's just 10. 15.5 to one significant figure. Don't put 16, it's just 20. One significant figure. On the bottom, 0.4. Done. 1 mark. Congratulations. Second mark on the way. 10 times 20 is 200. Hurrah, we've done it. 0.4. Now at this point, people do all sorts of things. They multiply top and bottom by 5. They multiply top and bottom by 10. Either way, if you just want to always do it by 10, that's fine for these. You will get 2,000 divided by 4. Which is what? Half it? Yeah, half it. 500. Thank you, Michaela. Done. That division by a decimal is no longer scary. What the hell is going on here? 12.2 to one significant figure is 10. 10 squared. On the bottom, 0.2 plus 0.2. So now we have 100 divided by 0.4, which we could do as 1,000 divided by 4. 10 times the top, 10 times the bottom. 1,000, half it, 500. Half it again, 250. Job done. Okay, nice and simple. They look really scary. They will contain the word estimate. Brain goes, one significant figure, and you hold your courage, you hold tight, you get yourself through it, you get all 3 marks. And you know 3 marks is a lot of marks when we're trying to get 20 to get a 4, and then we're on the way up. Yeah, perfect. What if they gave you a question like that? I mean, are we scared anymore? No. What do? It's estimate. One significant figure, we hold it. 88, just one significant figure, folks, 90. 2.5, just one significant figure, is 3. 0.0109, just one significant figure, is 0.1. So 90 on the top. 3 lots of 0.1, 0.3. If we want to get rid of that 0.3, we can turn this into an equivalent fraction, can't we? times the top by 10 times the bottom by 10, we get 900 divided by 3, which we know is 300. Again, here's another question. 5.56, we're not scared. We round it to one significant figure. 6, one significant figure. 2, one significant figure. 0.1. 0.1 squared, that's a bit weird, isn't it? On the top, we have 4. On the bottom, 0.1 squared. It means 0.1 times 0.1, which is 0.01. Times by 100, Jordan. Top and bottom, absolutely, becomes 400. On the bottom becomes 1, and of course, 400 divided by 1 is 400. That is all of the calculations you might need to make. Now for our final exciting instalment, we have one question that's estimation that you might not recognise as estimation, because it's a worded problem. A ticket for the cinema is £7.75. Not if you go to Peck&Plex, it's £4.99 all the time. Other cinemas are available. There are I love that cinema though. 32 rows of seats, 57 seats in a row. Avengers Endgame will sell out, we know it will. Work out an estimate for the total money the cinema will get from one showing of the film. Estimate. Key word. So I need to know how many seats there are and times it by the money. So the seats, imagine them sort of laid out like this. 32 by 57. It said estimate. Round it to one significant figure, we're talking about 30 by 60. So 30 times 60, 3 sixes are 18, 0, 0. There are 1,800 seats in that cinema. My God, it's huge. And it's £7.75 per ticket. One significant figure, £8. So now I need to do 1,800 multiplied by 8. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 8 is 64. There's my 4. Carry the 6. 8 times 1 is 8. And the 6 is 14. 14400. That's money. That's a heck of a lot of money. That's £14,400 to fill that cinema with Marvel fans. And that's without selling popcorn. It said estimate. You've got to spot the word and go one significant figure, and everything then becomes happy days.